Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, March 9th, 2021, and we are again in the final hour of the trading day. As I mention each day, the final hour of the trading day is my preferred time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because during the day you have the algorithms and the day traders like myself. They are moving things around. To me, it's a lot of noise. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they're dealing with the most money, extremely smart people, best technology, best information, and I believe following what they do at the end of the day is a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you making time, and I hope that the time that you spend here and that you invest here is helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently, the market's crazy. That's all I have to say. The Dow Jones is up 206 points, up 0.65% today. That's on top of yesterday's 300-point gain. The NASDAQ is up 507 points, if you can believe it. It's up 4%, 4.03% in one day. And the S&P is up 73 points, up 1.93% today. So this has just been an insane last few days, like nonstop to the downside, nonstop to the upside. Unreal. But listen, if you make it through unscathed, it's a good learning experience to go through all of this and see what these markets are like. This is a far cry from what we had, last summer when everything just went up. And, this is real trading here, everyone, in my opinion. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I only have 2 swing trades or normal positions, but I did have 3 day trades today, good ones. I'll share those with you. After that, we're going to go over to the board and we're going to take a look at my students' positions. We're going to take a look and see where they bought it and how they are doing. And it looks like a lot more green than red over there. That's for sure. After that, we're going to talk about trader psychology, my favorite time of the podcast, because controlling your emotions, being able to create a plan, following your plan, that's the real skill in trading. It is not chart analysis. It's really not. Everyone gets fixated on chart analysis and just the perfect entry and da-da-da-da-da. And it is important, don't get me wrong. And, I think the more time you put into it and the more specific you are with your entries and your exits definitely helps. But in the big picture, it pales in comparison to literally just following your plan. And if your emotions get revved up, or you get euphoric or you get depressed, it can have a bad effect on your trading. So probably my best advice for that comes down to position size. If you have a conservative position size, most likely that will help you the most in actually sticking with your plan. Because if you have too big of a position size, then the dollar amounts will destabilize you and your emotions will take over, and you'll want to bail too early or too late, and you know what I mean, right? So we're going to talk about trader psychology. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First requirement is I need to have a combination or confluence of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Very important. I want to be in the company with as many other buyers as possible. That will increase your chances dramatically of having a profitable trade. Number 2, extremely important, something that I've really dialed down on or drilled down on this year in particular, is really taking into account risk to reward. I need to have at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward, or in other words, if I'm risking $100, I need to be able to make 200 or more to the upside in order for it to make sense statistically for me to take that trade. So that's something that I've really worked on this year, and it really has paid off. And then number 3, just kind of general, please take a few moments, take a quiet breath, reflect on life before you hit that buy button. Ask yourself, do I really, really, really need this new position? Do I already have positions that are correlated in this industry? Am I accounting for volatility in my position size? Is it a clean trade? Do I have clean exits? Do I know exactly where I'm getting out? Are there confluences? All the stuff we talked about. And what's my account heat? How much of my actual capital in my account is actually in a trade, or in other words, at risk, right? 60% is what I use. I never use more than 60% of my capital in any swing trade. So I do have some end of day candidates. So as we get closer to the end of the day, I will go through those with a fine-tooth comb, analyze the combination or confluence of indicators on multiple time frames, look at the risk to reward, and then take into consideration how much correlation and what kind of count heat I have. All right. And then if I find something at the end of the day that qualifies, I will go ahead and purchase it. Then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, feel free to ask. That's why I'm here. Happy to answer any questions, happy to give any clarification. Also, if there are some stock symbols that you would like me to look at today, if you'd like my opinion on them, please let me know. You know, I try to just give you my most honest opinion. I don't want to sugarcoat it. Excuse me. And you know, when I give you my opinion, it's my opinion based upon how I trade, right? You may be looking at it in a whole different way, so please understand that. But you know, if you ask my opinion on something, I'll give you my opinion based upon my methodology of trading. And then also, if any of my current students have any new entries or exits for me today that are up on the board, if you could please wait till the end of the day. That way I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure is off, and then we can spend as much time as we need to get it all taken care of. All right, so I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will talk to you in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. David is here first up. Good to see you, David. Thank you for coming as always, my friend. Johan is here. Always nice to see Johan. Appreciate that. Johan says, hi, Greg and the Gosseteers. Hello, Johan. Leva is here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Leva. Good to see you. Dan is here. Hi, Greg and the Gossets. Hi, Dan. Kamal is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for everything that you do for this podcast, like the scanner and your input and contributions. I appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else does as well. Zach is here. Hi, Greg and friends. Good to see you, Zach. Nice to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Kamal wants to look at DDOG, which I have right here, I think. Yes, I do. Under 30, over 30. It's a good risk to reward ratio. Honestly, though, I don't like how it rejected the 250, and I don't like how it rejected the negative third ATR channel. That's my honest opinion. Let's look over on the weekly. Weekly it has resistance, that confluence of the 50 and the negative 1 ATR channel above it. So, you know, that's just my opinion. I think me personally, I would pass. But Kamal knows what he's doing. He's a great trader, but that's just my opinion. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Thank you very much for coming. Always an honor and a privilege to have you here, sir. Again, I always appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing you here, and I know everyone else appreciates all your contributions and being here. So thank you. The NASDAQ has been the Wild West for 3 trading days now. I know. I was talking on the phone with somebody earlier, and the last few days as it kept going down, I probably said to myself 25 times, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And today I've been saying, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Several times, but just because it's been going up so much. So totally has been the Wild West. Miko is here. Good afternoon, Greg and everyone. Good to see you, Miko. Hope you are doing well. Hope the family is well. NCLH. Norwegian Cruise Line. You know, I came back into the value zone. 1 day of sideways motion in a V1, but I feel like the V1's too high up at the 1 ATR channel, and there was no sideways motion. If we look over on the weekly, we have that big down bar. You know what I'm going to say, right, Kamal? Halfway of that big down bar, we'll probably find some Fibonacci resistance right about there. So I don't think it gives a good risk to reward ratio at this point. Kamal says, shake out everyone, including shorts. That's right. It's hard to short everybody because these big rallies come right back in your face. They're volatile, vicious rallies, and it's hard to be short. Jonathan D is here. Good to see you, Jonathan. Hi, Greg and group. Mamal is here. Nice going, Mamal, on eBay today. Glad that you had that. I've been watching that, hoping that would go up for you, and it looks like it has. Frank is here. Hello, Greg and group. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. Johnson said, and Frank, by the way, thank you for everything that you do for this podcast with your great poems and everything else. Really appreciate that. Johnson says, hi, Greg and group. Good to see you, Johnson. Kamal says, LM ND. Lemonade. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh. I like this better than the first one. I like it better than DDOG because we went under 30, over 30. The risk to reward's pretty good down to 30, but the reason I like this better is simply the fact that it's over the negative third ATR channel. Now it is support underneath it. If we look over on the weekly, we bounce close to the negative 1 ATR channel. This one, even if it dead cat bounces, has probably up to 108 if we look over on the weekly, right? So yes, I like Lemonade much better than the other ones that we looked at. Tracy Peterson is here. Good to see you, Tracy. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Hope you and Paxton are both doing well. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Johan says Adobe. So I have Adobe on my watch list today, Johan, so I will cover that then. Is that okay? Nigma is here. Hi, everyone. I'm just here waiting for Frank to make a poem about trying to pee against the wind. It'd be hilarious if that's exactly what the poem was about. And I got your message, and thank you. And yeah, by the way, if anyone, Nigma sent me a message about the different pricing of my course on Udemy. And most of the time, everything on Udemy is on sale for $10, $12, $15, $20. But occasionally it's not. So, talking about peeing in the wind, but wait till it's on sale. If you're thinking about buying it, wait till it's on sale for like 10, 12, 15 bucks. I just want to get it out there, get people familiar with it. I think they're going to like it. But thank you for letting me know about that. Quad, happy Tuesday, Greg and group. Hello, Quad. Good to see you. All right, here we go with the poem from Frank. Let's read it and see what it says. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to paste it in there. Okay, stocks go up and stocks go down. Sometimes they just lie around. But traders have found when markets get unsound, it's best to trade with the rules that keep their feet on the ground. Again, just perfect. Stocks go up, stocks go down. That is true. Sometimes they just lie around. That's true as well. But traders have found when markets get unsound, it's best to trade the rules that keep their feet on the ground. And that reminds me, Larry Williams once told me saying something, I'm going to mess it all up, but It's better to have your feet on the ground and your head in the clouds than having your feet in the clouds in regards to a trade, right? Like if you really are way, way high up in the clouds and your feet are not on the ground, then you can fall a long way. Something like that, but that reminded me. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate that. Great poem as always. Yuvar is here. Hello. Good to see you, Yuvar. Hello, everyone. Frank says, too bad I don't take requests from Nigma. Sorry, man, my voice today. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get started. I only had a couple swing trades today. I guess if you can call them that. Let's see. Gary is in this with me. Yeah, Gary's half position. Okay, so we bought here, really nice buy on Merck, and the reason I bought this was because of the double bottom with the bullish divergence. The double bottoms, when you have a low with deep red MACD bars, meaning there's a lot of downside momentum, it has to rally back into green, then it has to make an equal to low or lower low than the previous low. And at this second low, the MACD bars have to be very shallow compared to the first low's MACD bars. You can see these are very deep, these are very, very shallow. When that happens, you have a double bottom with a bullish divergence, but then you need a trigger. My trigger was right here, under 30, over 30. I bought this at 72.08 and have had a great trade. Next day went skyrocketing it up. The day after went skyrocketing it up. I think I hit 3 profit targets. I did sell half yesterday because it rejected the 50 RSI. I did hit another 2 profit targets today at 74.72 and 75.30. And I'm glad I did, because now the price is lower than both of those. It has moved further than 1.5 ATRs for my entry, meaning that now I'm in trailing stop mode. All I'm waiting for now is a close below the previous day's low. And if I get that, I will be out, because I have 3. If I have an under 30, over 30, if 3 things happen, 2 of 3 things happen, I will get out of the trade. First is if it rejects the 50 RSI. Second, if it rejects the 50 SMA. Or third, if it moves 1.5 ATRs from my entry and I get a close below the previous day's low. So I got out of half yesterday, and if I get a close below the previous day's low, I will get out. But really glad that I hit those 2 profit targets before it reversed. Apple, okay. I did have a trade today on Apple. I don't know why. I was really into trading the 25-minute bars today. I traded Apple on the 25-minute bar. We had this big run up. We pegged that downward sloping negative 100 moving average. I shorted at the close of the 25-minute bar. I shorted at 121.63. The next bar had some nice follow through. It was a big down bar. I covered half at 121.16. Now, I moved far enough away from my entry so that if it went back up to my entry, I would just get out at break even. So I shorted at 121.63. I covered at 121.16 on half of the position. And then the second half of the position went back up to break even, where I just got out. So still a profitable trade. Not bad, right? All right, so that's Apple. TLT, which are bonds. I bought TLT back here. And why did I buy it? Well, it's a little different kind of trade for me, but I saw that we had a nice move up. We pulled back. We were in the value zone. Here, we rejected this previous low, right? Previous low is generally going to have some support, because that was the last time it had support. Doesn't mean it has to in the future, but it came, literally just pegged it, literally just tagged it. Then it moved up. I took the trade right here intrabar at 139.01, and I took it because of testing this double bottom, and it was a V1, and it was above the 50 EMA. This is the dotted line here. So I bought here at 139.01 at the end of the bar. Excuse me, at the end of the next bar, I went ahead and took half my profits. I always do that on my day trades. If I get a nice big move up, I take half. So I got in at 139.01. I got out of half at 139.14. Some consolidation, had another big bar up. I got out of another half of a half at 139.24. Move sideways again. And then we had a big up bar here, and I exited the position at 139.13. So I got in at 139.01, out at 139.14, out at 139.24, and out at 139.39 for a nice day trade. Okay. And I believe, since we're here, I believe Tracy and Paxton, if I'm correct, still have TLT. They bought it with the under 30, over 30 at 139.60, moved against them, but now it's almost right back to even. So I don't know, Tracy, Paxton, if you still have it, but if you do, let me know. And then lastly, Google. This was another trade on the 15-minute. And what got me interested in this trade was look at the big down bar we had yesterday. See how we bounced right back to halfway of that bar. That's why I went hunting for an intraday trade to the short side. Big down bar, reversal back to the 50% Fibonacci level. I know there's going to be some intrinsic resistance there, so I switched to the 25-minute. And nothing too, technical. I was just looking for a good risk to reward ratio. Well, here on the 25-minute, we went below the 200, over the 200, which is the black line. Then we closed back below it. And I got in at 20, I shorted at 20.56.30, very similar to Apple. The next bar went down. I covered half at 20.48. So what is that? That's about 8 points. Wasn't a lot, but it was 8 points. I locked it in. And then when I got back to my entry point, I just got out. So all positive day trades today. It's been a really good day trading month for me. I'm happy for that. And I think that's it. Let's take, okay, so I already talked about TLT with Paxton and Tracy. Let's look at BWA. Frank bought BWA at 47.12. I think he sold half yesterday, which I'm glad to see because it is down a little bit today. So nicely, a little down on the day, but nicely up on the trade. NIO. All right. I think we have a couple of these, right? Yes, we do. All right. This is from Gary. Gary likes to sell puts. He likes to sell spreads. And he's doing very well on this. He sold 2 spreads on NIO. The first one, he sold puts at $30, expiring 3/12. So that's Friday. As long as it stays above $30 by this Friday, he'll collect $119 per contract. Depending on how many contracts he sold, because it's 41.45. He sold another one expiring 3/12 at 29. So as long as this price, it's at 41.45. So, he's got a lot of, you never know, right? You never know, but he has a lot of protection, but it looks like he'll be cashing both of those in. Way to go, Gary. Home Depot. Gary sold credit spreads. That's when you sell a put and you buy a put underneath it as protection, expiring April 16th. So this is a little further out. 220, 215. So in other words, it has to close above 220, and then Gary will make all the money on the spread. If it closes below 215, then he's going to lose his max amount. If it closes below 215, he can't lose anymore, because that's why you have a spread. There's only that spread in between 5 points to where if it landed somewhere in there that he would lose money. So, but this is looking really good. It's 266.65. So he's doing really well. Look at this big day. Look at the rejection of the 200-day moving average, however. BYD. All right. BYD, I think, is Tracy. Yep. Tracy and Paxton have had a really nice trade on Boyd Gaming. They bought it right back here where they should, in the value zone, 47.38. Moved up nicely, had a little bit of a pullback here. It went over 70, under 70, closed below the previous day's low. They sold half. It continued to rally for them, had a pullback, rallied yesterday, but today is down. Today it is down 2.39%, and another close below the previous day's low, and a close below the 5 EMA. So that looks a little weak to me right there. NVAX, Frank bought NVAX at 135. It more than doubled. He took 90% of his profit up here and just left 10% for a runner, which I'm really glad he did because it came all the way back down, but he locked in 90% up there. Great trade. Tesla, quad. I have quad in Tesla at 698. I don't know, quad, if you still have it, but you had to deal with a big move down. But if you still have it, I am glad because it is up 19% today. Holy hamburgers. Still a little under where he bought it, but definitely better than being down here. So way to go, quad. Glad that worked out for you. KMX, Johan bought KMX at 121.84. He bought it with the 520 crossover. He also bought another position here with the false breakouts to the downside in the V2. Had a great day yesterday. Steve Burns sold out of this yesterday, I recall, and Johan sold half yesterday. And it was up a lot higher earlier today, but now it's still up 0.15%, but well off of its highs. And I would imagine, Johan, that very likely rejected the 70 RSI. Yes, it did. Who would have known, right? But yep, it really rejected that 70 RSI. Lilly, Quad Racer bought Lilly here at 202.48, moved up nicely. I know he took some profits, came back down, then rallied the last few days. Still up today, but well off of its highs. eBay. All right, we have Mamal and we have Timothy that both bought eBay with this good deep dip buy, rejection of the 30 RSI, I believe, and rejection of the 200-day. I know that for sure. The next day we went down, reversed back up, held above the 200. Yesterday went up, came back down, but still held the 200, which is the end of day stop. And today, fantastic, up 5.6%. Timothy messaged me and says, hey, can I put in more than 3 profit targets? Because I would imagine this one maybe even hit 4. I'm just kind of guessing. Let's see. 4 times 8 is 320. Nah, not quite. Probably 3. Did reject the 50 RSI though here. 50-day moving average here, which doesn't surprise me. But way to go, Mamal and Timothy. And Checkpoint Software, Kamal bought Checkpoint Software at 110.80. Nice V1, 110.80. It is currently 114.90. It's up 2.22% today. So nicely up on the day and nicely up on the trade. Way to go. Carl Meyer. Hello, Carl. Tell me what your opinion on Tellurin, ticker TEL. All right, let's take a look. And thanks for coming, Carl. Appreciate you being here. If I can ever help you anything, let me know, okay? It's okay. I mean, it's up nicely today. It's a $2 stock. Want to be careful with that. We have been under the 5-day EMA for a long time. This is the light blue line here. We're finally above it, which is a good sign. I don't think it rejected the 30 RSI. We have the 50 SMA right above there, Carl. So that concerns me a little bit. There is a lot of volume today, which is good. Let's look over on the weekly. Well, it happened in the value zone. Much better than buying up here, Carl. If you don't know, I like to buy in the value zone between this green line and this green line. So anywhere in here I consider in value. I want to sell above value. Would I buy this today? I don't think I would, to be honest with you, with that 50 right there. It could just keep going up. I don't know, but the risk to reward with the resistance of the 50 SMA above is concerning. David says, Frank, I'm going to follow your poem to a T. Perfect. Tracy said, we still have TLT. Okay, good to know, Tracy. Johnson says, hi, Greg. How do you make the 50% of the big bar? Do you include the gaps from the previous bar? Referring to Google today. Yes, you do. If you want to do it the right way. Well, I'm going to have to find, okay, maybe over here. Look, see this bar right here? you would think that 50% of the bar would be right here, right? But it's really not. It's from the previous day's close. So this bar is really from here to here, which means halfway of that would be about that. This is the full range of the bar. So, 50% is really 50%. But if there is a big gap down, you have to include the gap, Johnson, as far as the proper way to measure. Johan says, closed out KMX during the day will update. Okay. Steve says, I have a 1030. Where's my pen? I have a 1030 EMA crossover today on SSO so far. All right. Well, let's put that down then. And then let's look over at the 1030 on SSO. And in case you're not familiar, SSO is the double leverage SPY. And there you go. It's a 1030 crossover. It does backtest well. It doesn't mean it's going to make money on every single trade, but in the long run, this has been a profitable approach. This has had an edge. So let me do some math here, Steve, and thank you for pointing that out to us. And let me put that back. Let me put that down on the watch list for today. SSO. Now, I have a filter with SSO that I won't buy if it's above the second ATR channel. It's well under. It's in the value zone. Looks pretty good. Under 50, over 50. We had a V1 to the downside and reversal back up plus the crossover. Looks pretty good. I have to say, looks pretty good. Lilia, hey, how you doing, my friend? Always nice to see you. Hope you are doing well, and thank you for coming. And I emailed you back last night about our Skype call, so you just let me know if the Friday is going to work, and I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you are doing well with your trades. Okay. What am I doing? Anybody know? All right. So listen, before we get on to taking a look at some potential end of day trades, I just want to talk a little bit about trader psychology first. I wish I could talk about it the entire hour. I think it's that important, but as you know, there's a lot of Facebook pages, a lot of Twitter pages that I go through that I like to read every day. I like to look for something that helps me in my trading, and if I find something that stands out, I like to share it with the group in hopes that it will help you as well. This is from Stephen Goldstein at AlphaMind 101. And listen, if you don't follow Stephen, you really should. He has one of the best podcasts out there where he interviews traders from all over the world, all different levels. He was kind enough to have me on as a guest twice. He is a retired professional trader, and he is a world-class trading coach as well. So whenever Stephen Goldstein posts something, I always read it. And again, he's at AlphaMind 101. Follow it. Check out his podcast. It's going to be helpful to you, I promise. So despite the difficult challenge trading offers, the high attrition rate and low success rate, there are some who succeed. They all suffer huge setbacks, torturous mental battles, periods of self-doubt, and never boast of trades on Twitter. The journey is not meant to be easy. So what's he saying here? Look, most people that trade, unfortunately, if you look at the statistics, lose money. I've heard 80%, I've heard 88%. And what are they doing wrong? First of all, their positioning size too large. They're probably going against the trend. They don't have a plan. They're trading from their gut. They're letting losses run. Okay, let's just get that out of the way first. So if we can just not do those things, it's going to help us. But, despite the high attrition rate and low success rate, there are some who succeed. Obviously, there are people that succeed in trading, and there's a bunch of us in this room right now that do. And I hope all the rest of you, if you're not at the moment, will. But that doesn't mean that I haven't suffered huge setbacks, torturous mental battles, periods of self-doubt, and never boasted of trades on Twitter. Listen, I have gone through all of this, except for the Twitter thing. I don't post my trades on Twitter. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But If trading were so easy, I mean, don't you think everybody would sign up for something that you could sit around in your underwear and trade while you drink coffee? That sounds like the best job ever. You roll out of bed, you go to your computer. Oh yeah, you print money all day long. It's not that easy, everybody. If it was that easy, everyone could do it. That's why you have to get better and better and better at what you do, more precise with your trades, more precise with your risk to reward, more precise with your position sizing, more precise with your patience, your profit targets, all that kind of stuff. It is not easy, but it is possible. So if you find yourself not making money or struggling, maybe tighten up the game a little bit. Tighten up your game, because in order to be one of the few that actually makes money doing this, that small percentile, you got to work for it. You know, you have to work for it. I go on a walk every day after my trading. I think about my trading. Did I take a trade I really shouldn't? You know, my goal at the end of every day is not to have any buyer's or seller's remorse. Why did I buy that? Did I buy that impulsively, or why did I sell that? Would I really need to sell it? Right? I mean, I work on my trading game all day long. I think about it first thing in the morning when I'm in bed. I lie there and meditate about, okay, how am I going to approach this day? After the day, I think about how could I have done better? Right? So this is the great game of life. Trading is the great game of life. And if you think you can just like, oh, put it on and oh, it's going to do great. It's not like that. It is hard business. It's tough stuff, but it's a great profession. But just like anything else, you have to work, discipline. So Steve says the journey's not meant to be easy, and it is certainly not easy, but it is very rewarding when you finally kind of get the hang of it. So thank you, Stephen Goldstein. I hope you are doing well, sir. Thank you for this. This is a good reminder for all of us, and please follow Steve at AlphaMind101 over on Twitter. Scott C says, how do I deal with SPACs that might have value one day but are now down 50%? Well, I mean, listen, Scott, I've been through this. You know, if you haven't been in this podcast recently or ever before, you'll know that, you know, I was one of the choice few that rode WorldCom and Enron down to zero. I didn't even get out at 1. I got out at 0. So if you ask me, my best advice for you, I don't know if this thing's coming back. It's down 50%. If it were me, personally, I'm not telling you what to do because it might go roaring up tomorrow, but I will never, ever, ever buy and hope that something will come back. I would say more likely than not, it's going to go down. If it were me, I would look for another trade that looks good, that has a good setup. The probabilities of that making you money are probably more than this. That being said, do I see anything positive here? Well, it's moving sideways. It stopped going down, so at least that's good. Northern Genesis acquisition. I mean, we went under 30. It's the same thing. I just want to be totally honest with you. Obviously, I'm not telling you what to do here, Scott. I'm just saying I would look for a better setup because at this point you're just hoping, and I don't think that's a good place to be. So I hope that helps, Scott. Steve says, NASDAQ composite on pace for 7th consecutive session with at least plus or minus 1.5% move. Mostly seen historically during periods of severe market stress. March 20th, GFC 08, Great Financial Crisis, and the tech bubble. Good advice, Lion Electric. Is that a symbol? Or do you have a symbol for that, Scott? But yeah, I just would hate to see you ride it all the way down. But on the other hand, I'd hate to see it go roaring back up and you got out. But I just have to give you my best advice. So, okay, what do we have? About 19 minutes. Let me take a look and see what's happening. All right, so Merck has been a great trade down here at 72.08. Nice profit targets today. This is just autopilot. I'm just looking for a close below the previous day's low, and I will exit this position. SPY. Oh, I forgot to talk about the SPY. Great overnight SPY trade. I bought it here at 381.72 yesterday at the close. I sold it at the open at 385.88. So almost 4 points, over 4 points just on the overnight gap. It was really scary to buy that yesterday, but not so scary actually with the overnight SPY trade because I positioned correctly and I just know I'm going to have streaks up and down, but very glad that it was to the upside today. So happy for that. It's done well this year, and I will be buying that today again at the close. All right, let me take care of that. Take care of that. All right. Everybody ready? Let's take a look at some potentials today. Johan asked about Adobe. Here we go. A close under, close back over the 250-day moving average. This is a good deep dip buy. I do not like this big gap, but Linda Raschke says the larger the gap, more likely it's going to continue in the current direction. But I would never even consider taking this trade if my stop was all the way back here. But fortunately, we have the 250-day moving average right here. It's a close under, close back over. The 250-day moving average is very, very close to the entry. So if I'm wrong, I have the potential for being wrong very small, maybe here to here. If it continues upwards, there's a good chance we could go up to the 200-day moving average. So it does offer a good risk to reward, in my opinion. And it does backtest well. If you backtest this, you will see buying under the 250, over the 250 gives you a positive expectation on a trade. So under the negative third, over the negative third, that's all great as well. That's good. And maybe over the 5-day EMA. It's been a while since we've closed over the 5. So from a risk to reward rate standpoint, this does make sense. Good eye on that, Johan. On the weekly, Weekly, I don't like that much, to be honest with you, because we have the 50 SMA above and the 50 EMA, which we have already rejected. But all in all, a good risk to reward ratio that does have good backtested results. Walmart. I did have to get out of Walmart. I took this trade, the under 30, over 30, and yesterday it closed back under 30. Wasn't a big loss. I don't think I'm going to do anything with Walmart. Yeah, it's back over the 30. But right now it's battling with the 5 EMA, and see the downward sloping negative third ATR channel. That is resistance above, and we already rejected it. So to me, that's a bit of a red flag. I still like Adobe better. Gold. I was wondering if Steve was interested in gold today because of this gap and go. We have an under 30, over 30, which does back test well. However, it's at a 36.85. So if your end of day stop was back at a 30 RSI, it's a long ways. Another way you could play this would just be a close below the gap up day. Here is the gap up day. In the tomorrow, if we close below this low, that would be the gap. See how we, instead of an under 30, over 30, with the 30 being your stop, we moved it up to the low of the gap up day. That is a consideration. We're getting near the 10-day. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly has a V1, that's good, up against the second ATR channel above. It's okay. I like it better than Walmart, but again, if I took this trade, it would only be with a close below today's low would be my stop to give it a better risk to reward ratio. AGQ under 200, over 200. I checked this earlier. It does not backtest well. So I don't want anything to do with that. Netflix, under 200, over 200, pretty decent. This is a tough one. I'm looking at this having to try to like make it good in my mind, which is a good example, everybody. If you have to kind of like twist your mind around to make it fit, it's probably not the right trade. So that's what I'm thinking right now. So it's not the right trade. VIX, nothing on VIX right now, but if we could come back down tomorrow, test this low, we would have one heck of a nice bullish divergence. Here's the low with the deep MACD. Then we rally into green. If we were to come back down, test that low, maybe get a V1 with the double bottom and bullish divergence in place, that would be good. And what else does that mean? That means to me that, yes, we could have some follow through tomorrow, but if it did that, that might, that might indicate if the VIX starts rallying, obviously the market will probably go down. Caterpillar, oh, Kamal. You and I talked about this V1 to the downside earlier in the day when it was 220. Now it's 216. The reason I put this up here was, for those of you interested in shorting, I do not short higher highs. I like to short lower highs. This is a lower high. We went higher, came back into the value zone. We rallied, then had a V2 to the downside. Here's day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 closes below day 1's close. But you see how it's lower than here? So, people bought this first dip. People that shorted up here covered. People that missed this move bought. That's what drove it up. Once you drive it up, though, and it doesn't keep going and making new highs, then people are going to sell. That's selling pressure. And then if you get a V2 like this or a V1 and shorts come in, this is where you can get a longer down move. I'm not going to short this because now we're back in the value zone. But if I were to short something today, this would be it. But I don't like to short in the value zone. But I just want to show you an example of a lower high. SSO. Okay, so back over to Steve's trade. This does backtest well. Let's see. Are we going to get it, Steve? 95.97. 95.88. So this does look like it's going to qualify. It does look like it's going to qualify. It is in the value zone. Looks pretty good. And it does backtest well. So my two favorite on the day, honestly, are Adobe. SSO with the 1030 EMA crossover. Weekly looks pretty good. We rejected the 1 ATR channel and the 5 EMA. Yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm not going to buy them both. I do have the overnight SPY trade. So because of that, I'm not going to buy a double position and get into the SSO. It's a different kind of trade. SPY is just the overnight SPY trade. But I think, I like to vary things up. So I'm going to pass on SSO, but the only reason is because that I'm passing on the SSO is because I have the SPY trade. So what I like the best here today is Adobe because of the good risk to reward ratio and the back test. So let me go over here. $0.18 spread on that one, by the way, everybody. All right, so Merck and SPY. Boy, Apple's come off a long way as well, hasn't it? All right, what do we have? We have 10 minutes. So what do I need to do? Buy the overnight SPY trade. That's already working. And then I'm going to look at Adobe as long as it closes above. As long as it closes above the 250. If it closes under, I won't buy it. Just to be clear, right? Steve says, GLD candle not very convincing on the demand after the open, after a nice break above the 30. Yeah, I'm a little scared of gap and goes. They look good when they work, but I'm a little scared of them. But thank you for that, Steve. Gary says, Greg, I bought 158.50 strike calls in gold. 158 strike calls gold expiring March 19th. Yeah. Yesterday at $1.97, I am up 71%. Wondering if I should hold one more day or take profits. Well, you know, that's hard for me to say. I wish I knew. If I knew for sure, I'd tell you for sure. When I look at this chart, you know, a couple things here. It's hard to know. If we hold the gap, if we can hold the gap for 3 more days, then it's likely to rally. 2 things going on here, though. We have the negative third ATR underneath. That's positive that we have that support. We also have the 10 EMA above. Last time we got up to the 10 EMA, it rejected. I don't know. Can you sell half? You know me. If I had 2 calls, I'd sell half and take one off, reduce the risk, and see what happens tomorrow. If it goes down tomorrow, you're glad that you sold one today. If it goes up tomorrow, you're glad that you still have one. But yeah, it's in a, you know, it's kind of in purgatory the way that I look at this. That 10-day, I'm pretty sure, is going to add some kind of resistance, and not a lot of volume here today either. Oh, come on. That fractal on Google hit. I told Kamal earlier in the day that a fractal, we might be hitting a fractal on Google on the 25. Look at it right there. Boom. Right there. Boom. I knew when I saw that I liked that. Well, I didn't know it was going to happen, but in the context though of being halfway of the big down washout bar. Gary said, I think you just answered my question. Thanks. Okay. So the Dow is now only up 70 points. The Nasdaq's still up 470, however. You know, let's look at the Nasdaq, shall we? Why don't we look at the Nasdaq and see what's going on with the volume of today's move? You know, William O'Neill would tell you when you're bottom fishing, if you have an up day, that it should be twice the size of the down days. I don't know. This volume leaves me wondering and lacking a little bit. This does not seem like a huge volume move on the Qs, to be honest with you. Look at bonds. Wow. Oh, Tracy Paxton, you're in the money now. Thank goodness. Kamal says, no shorting Google. That damn thing is strong enough through all this volatility. I know, I was talking about a day trade though, Dad. I was talking about a day trade. You know, when you hear me talk about fractals, I don't talk about them a lot, but a fractal is a low or a high. In this case, you have a low with 2 lower highs or higher lows above it, 2 lower highs above it to the left, 2 lower highs above it to the right. Alligator was definitely sleeping, Kamal, right? And then there was the trigger. And big rally right off of it. So who knows? But that could just be a reaction bar. But when I talk about fractals, that's what I'm talking about. The best fractals take place with sideways motion. And this certainly was sideways motion. All right, Dad, I'm not going to short Google, I promise. All right. So we have 5 minutes. Oh, Google making a low on the day, Kamal, just saying. Looks like kind of a lot of things are making a low here. TLT making a high. So again, my 2 favorites are Adobe. If and only if it closes above 438.38, it's 439.35. We could lose this. before the end of the day. And if we do, I will not buy it. And then SSO, really good pick from Steve with the 1030 crossover if it's still in place. 95.92, 95.86. So that one looks pretty good. The only reason I'm not taking this is because I'm buying SPY and then I would be double correlated. So hope that makes sense. Adobe may not close over. It may not. 439, 439, 438.38. So this could be a photo finish. I'm glad I'm waiting here for the last few minutes. What am I at? 438.38. All right. Well, I'm going to have to get ready for this. ADBE. Bump, 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 bump. So, has to close above 438.38. It's 438.97. So I'm just sitting here waiting till as soon as I can before I make that decision, because I know the large financial institutions are going to start making some moves at the end of the day. Wow, bonds are just rallying like crazy, which is actually good for the market. It should be. Okay, so Steve's long SSO here at 97.68 with the 1030-day EMA crossover. Okay, nice entry, Steve. Steve was just patient, waited for a good back-tested, quantified approach, and he got it. Okay. About 30 seconds on my end. Adobe does look like it's going to close above. So 15 seconds. I think we're good. Okay, I bought with 5 seconds to share. Please stay over. Yes, attaboy. Now, if I could find my pen, I would be in even better shape. Okie dokie. Let's see. All right, so where did I get filled here today? I bought SPY at 387.17, and I bought Adobe at 439.23. Okay, so Merck ended up even on the day, huh? Just waiting for a close below the previous day's low, and I am out of that, but has been a good trade. So let's take a look here. I got into the SPY at 387.17. That's the overnight SPY for tomorrow. And Adobe, I got in with the close back over the 200 at 439.23. 439.23. All right. So that's it. So good day today, good day trading day today. Grateful for that. I do like day trading. It kind of evens out the equity curve. You can have days where your swing trades are getting all beat up, but during the day trades, you can mitigate some of that damage. And then some days you have really nice days on your swing trades, and you can add a little bit with day trading as well. Of course, you can subtract a little bit from it as well. So listen, if anybody has new entries for me, any new entries or exits for me today, please go ahead, put them up on the board. Put them in the chat and I will get them updated on the board. Just to remind everybody real quick, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I think I teach a really good course. I have 5 trading strategies that I use. And in the course, I teach you step by step exactly the process of each trading strategy. And each trading strategy, there's different ones depending on the different type of markets, but I think the best way to learn is one-on-one. And that's why I have this long form course that I teach. And the main point there is it's one-on-one, so I can answer any questions that you have as soon as you have them right during our live session, right? So if you are interested, please let me know. Just send me an email. The email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a link, a message on Twitter. And if you do, I'll just reply and say, hi, how you doing? Thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. I just like to learn more about you and your trading and your goals and your challenges and what you'd like to get out of the course. Then it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. And then when we're done, obviously you can just think about it as long as you want. And then, in the future, if you decide you want to schedule, just email me back and we'll get it scheduled. But I know you're going to be a better trader with this course. I promise you. I've really turned out some really good traders. I really have. I promise you I have. And regardless, taking this course is going to make you a better trader. So, think about it. Contact me and we'll get that Skype call going. Secondly, I just recently created a new online course. It's on udemy.com. It's called the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. You see me use this all the time. And, if financially, if you're not able to do the one-on-one, this is a good alternative. This is just one of the strategies, not 5 like I teach in my one-on-one course, but it's just one strategy. It's about 9.5 hours of video. I try to do a really good job creating this just to teach you step by step exactly how to use the deep dip buy strategy. It's one of my favorite strategies, no doubt about it. And it's super affordable. It's like $12, $13, $14 on Udemy. So if you are interested, the link is in the description. The Udemy link is in the description. And if it's not on sale, wait till it's on sale. Right, Kamal? And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could just take a minute and hit the thumbs up button before you click on out of here. It helps to grow the channel. It really does tremendously help the channel when people hit the thumbs up button. Lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. So, okay, if you could do that, that would be fantastic. And let me go over here and take a look and see if we have new exits or entries. Okay, so Steve is long SSO. $97.68. All right, so I'm just going to put here to remind me. So this is Steve Burns with the 1030 EMA crossover. All right, bud. There you go. Good luck on that trade. Kamal is LMND. LMND. Okay, good luck with that one, Kamal. Got that. Quad is out of Lily. All right, got you out of Lily there, Quad. And in Adobe with you on the under over 30 RSI and the V2. Not quite a V2, but the under 30, over 30, and the close back above the 250. That's why. So. And by the way, Mamal, if you're out there, you asked this before, but this is an example. Two signals here, under 30, over 30, under the 250, over the 250. You asked me if you have two signals, what stop are you going to use? I'm going to use the closer one. Obviously, the closer one's a close under the 250 in this case, instead of having to go all the way back down here to the 30. I'm also at a Tesla. Johan is at a KMX. Okay. Yeah, that one reversed, didn't it? Zach said, signed up for it and can't wait to start watching. Yeah, thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. And if you have any questions, if any of you are taking my online course, if you have any questions, just come on in here, ask questions, and I'll explain it to you and show you up on the screen to, help you learn even better. Mamal says, Greg, understood. I'm going to use the closer stop too. I'm going to use the closer stop on Adobe. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Any of my other students have any new entries or exits? Did I get everybody? So we got Kamal. Oh, wait, Gary did something. Gary, you out there? Did Gary do something? He said about something end of day. Gary says, no new trades. My Schwab account crashed and wouldn't let me place any trades. Oh, man. Bummer, Gary. I feel your pain, bud. I've gone through that as well. Darn. All right. Well, nice day. All in all, really nice day. We'll have to see whether or not this is a dead cat bounce or whether this is the start of something. It's hard to know really what it is, but anyone have any other questions for me? Anything I can clarify? Anything that you'd like me to look at? Do you have any jokes for me? What's happening here? And hey, Carlos, if you're out there, tonight we have our lesson at 6:30, right? Looking forward to that. Lova day traded Tesla today. How did you do, Lova? And what methodology did you use? Let's see what's going on after hours here. Apple's down. Adobe's unchanged. Merck is up. Qs are down. SPY is down. VIX probably up. No, VIX is down too. Bonds had a big day today. Johnson said D-Dog could become a morning star pattern. Today is DOJI. Doji. Yeah, the only reason I didn't like Datadog was because it rejected the negative third ATR channel above. That was my biggest concern there. And if this is the, yeah. And then on the weekly, we have this confluence of the negative 1 ATR channel and the 50 SMA right there. Yeah, you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm a little leery of this rally. I didn't see a lot of volume on this rally. You know, was it a dead cat bounce? I don't know. At least on the Qs, we got over some important, we got over the 100. You know, Kamal pointed out earlier, Facebook. Oh, well, you see how we've been having issues with the 50 SMA here, close to there. Today, we finally got above it, but well off the highs, that's for sure. Right. If you have any other questions, think about them. Let me just do this real quick. If we can all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction, by Martin Kornfield. Let's try to go out, do something nice for another human being today. Try to go out and do something nice for an animal today. You know, the human is going to like it and appreciate it, feel good. The animal is going to like it, appreciate it, and feel good. And so you've improved, 2 lives on this planet, and it will make you feel good too. So actually 3. And just imagine if we could all do that every day. It really, I think, would make this world a better place. So keep that in mind. Try to go out and do something nice today for an animal and or a human, both if possible. Lova said a few 1-minute bars went sideways and then a V1 happened. I got in at 602.37, average of 2 buys, and out at 670.01. Never had a day trade like that before. Wow. You got in at 602.37 and out at 670.01. That is fantastic. That's 68 points. Holy smokes. If you even had 1 share, that's $68. Wow. 2 shares, I don't know what that is. 2 times 68, something. But anyway, congratulations, Lova. That is fantastic. Fantastic, bud. Yeah, those V1s work, right? Not all the time, but they're really good. They are really, really good. So, all right, everybody. I'm going to head up in the mountains, go on a hike today. I'm teaching tonight. Looking forward to that. And we're going to have a little hot V1, V2 talk tonight in the lessons. Some of my favorite entries, V1s and V2s. Kamal showed me a V3 today. I didn't even know such thing existed. So, all right, everybody, take care. Have a good day. Be good. Be safe. Drive safe. Right? And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye now. Oops. There we go. Okay, see you later. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.